Alright, kind of a short free will video, hopefully short. Do it in some pieces maybe. You. Don't look under there. Anyway, I had the freedom not to do that. Um, anyway, yeah, last of the wonderful, beautiful, fantastic weather days. Yes, and I'm squandering it. Making a video. Well, I'm doing other things also, but not enough. Sit in the sun is what I'm going to do. Anyway, yeah. Oh, to get to it, yeah, this was a quick video. All right, never mind. It's not going to be quick after all. So anyway, the freedom, free will is just such a wrong way to talk about what we are. You don't have the freedom to just have character, and character is what makes a will useful. Ah, mosquitoes. I'll have to video them close up and such. That'll give me something to throw in the background of some other video. Yeah, do that later. Anyway, wow, this is not going quick. Alright, fuck it. Yeah, just a regular free will video. Anyway, character. You're not going to acquire character without some sort of work, right? It takes, it's some sort of burden has to fall on you usually to acquire character, to acquire any kind of depth of understanding or appreciation. It usually has to slap you in the face until you start acquiring a principled understanding. And most character issues have to do with some sort of discipline you have to acquire. Discipline is like the opposite of a free thing. Wasps. They flew away though, so I couldn't. Ooh. Yeah. I try to get some. Ooh, it's too warm to be messing with them. They'll sting you when they're warm. When it's kind of cool, then they're less likely to get you. Anyway, what a mess. They live in everything. Man, they're everywhere. Jeez, everywhere I turn, there's wasps. Anyway, where was I? Free will. Yeah, so I have the freedom to play with them or not to play with them, and what will tell me what I'll do, the discipline or the character to say don't mess with that. And so you learn these disciplines in life that give you character. You learn not to take risks with other people's welfare, and you learn to be cautious and careful. And all these things are learned things. And so you only have freedom when you have acquired these things. You're not, you don't have the freedom to make the right choices until you know what the right choice is. That's one of the liabilities here. So this idea that you can, the only people that have the ability to violate their requirement to exercise decent will are people who don't have a free will anymore, because it is a disciplined will. Yeah, so that's where I wanted to get to anyway. Alright, well, I'll make another segment added on to this one. No, okay, I'm back. Yes, nice. Anyway, okay, so the acquisition of choice is really the subject, and how much we can expect from each other in terms of what we acquire as choices, as skill sets, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you don't have the freedom to play the piano if you didn't learn how to play the piano, this kind of thing. So in life you have to do this certain amount of work in terms of experience. You have to gain experience to refine and build a will that's capable of being free. Again, we're by nature pretty much just free to be assholes. That's about the only freedom you have, is this selfish I want, I need, I desire kind of will. And there's nothing there's nothing elegant from nature. And so this expectation that people are automatically going to acquire a disciplined will, or a will that would find beauty in in being considerate and careful and polite and nice and all the other crap that might go with what would be called having a good will. All that stuff isn't free. It's, again, you have to earn those things. Usually life lessons, all that kind of crap, the hard knocks and whatever, to gain any kind of a refinement to who you become or what you become in terms of your habits. Yeah, so I guess the last segment will do the whiplash of free will, which is just the idea that you lose freedom the more you know. Yeah, that'll be the next one. Yeah, I think so. So anyway. Yeah. All right, back again. Last segment, I think. What was I going to do? The fact that you lose freedom, the more information you gain, the less freedom you have. The more skills you gain, the less freedom you have. Because you can't unlearn 2 plus 2 equals 4. So that was sort of I saw Big Brother, 1984 the other day. And, it has a whole scene in there where, people are brainwashed to think, to say at least that it's possible for 2 plus 2 to equal 5 if Big Brother says so. But you just don't have that ability. You can't unlearn what you learn. So when you learn something, there's no longer the freedom to do it wrong. You no longer have the freedom to choose wrong, because wrong doesn't make any sense anymore. 2 plus 2 equals 4. It doesn't equal 5. So when the circumstance presents itself, you might have the choice, because you have different skills, you might have the choice to play the violin and play the piano and properly wash dishes. But you know which one you do in the right circumstance. You don't play the piano when the dishes need to be washed, that kind of thing. So when the circumstance arises, your behavior is still going to be a reflexive event. And the way you can violate that is by some kind of deliberate intent. You can only say 2 plus 2 equals 5 on purpose when you're trying to be not predictable, or trying not to be logical, or trying not to be a good person, where you actually have to say to yourself, I'm going to be an asshole. Then you can be an asshole. But once you know what asshole looks like, and once you know how not to be an asshole, you can't be an asshole. You don't have the freedom to be an asshole. So I'm not saying we don't have what we think of as choice, that there aren't tensions within our own desire mechanism. I can have the desire to sit in the sun, I can have the desire to clean the fucking yard up, or I can have the desire to do the 9 million other things on my list of things to do. And those competing desires will wish around inside of us and something will pop out. But that's the point is that they're competing without any decisiveness, without any being the clear winner. And when there's no clear winner, it's going to appear like choice, but again, it's still not a choice. It's still not free. You will do a certain thing because your brain will come up with a logical reason, or a reason anyway, why one thing is preferable to the other. One of them will win, and it's going to win through a fighting mechanism inside your conscious or subconscious, a mechanism of democracy that's predictable, that's dependable, that's reliable. That's why it works when you need it to work. That's why you don't drink and drive when you know drinking and driving's wrong, or when you don't. That's why you're capable of being consistent and functional. It's because it does work. The mechanism that decides what you will do or how you'll behave is a reliable mechanism. And it's only in those circumstances where your brain can't sit there and decisively come up with a clear winner, that it feels or seems like there was some I could have, or I could have, or I could have. Well, you could have, but there still remains the process that decided was dependable and reliable. And even though you think you could have, your brain doesn't see the same kind of margin as errors as your consciousness perceives. So what leaks up to your consciousness is this idea that, oh yeah, I could have almost done that, I could have almost done that, I could have almost done that. It only seems that way from your perspective. From the math that your brain is using, the answer was obvious. This is what you were going to do. This is what you are going to do. And yeah, that's just the way it is. So anyway, I think that's probably enough of a video. Some neighbor dog's gonna bark. Not very sunny right at the moment. It seems rather puffy cloudy up there, but maybe that will pass. It seems I've chosen the wrong moment to come out and sit in the sun, because the sun has decided not to participate in the sitting in the sun adventure. So I guess I'll have to do some work instead. It's really tired of everything. That I am. Yep. That's what my brain says to me anyway. I'm tired of it all. You can hear the toads in the background. Well, the frogs, tree frogs. But pretty soon the cicadas will be making noise every day. They'll be just screaming in their woods. It's going to be amazing, 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 amazing. Anyway, till next time.